everyone, my name is Fatima and welcome to today's TREA How-To Workshop series on local food. Our discussion today will be on how to use a tortilla press, in which you can borrow from the London Library of Things, hosted through Reimagine Co. Now we'll hear from Pamela Reid, who offers us a wealth of information given her extensive experiences of growing and processing local food. Welcome, Pam.
Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to talk about and use the tortilla press. It's a really fun tool to make the production of tortillas a little bit easier, a little bit faster, a little bit more uniform, etc. So I love making tortillas from scratch because it does save me a lot of money. And after reading the ingredients in a lot of the grocery store varieties, I think there's a lot of stuff in there that I really don't want to eat and I don't want necessary if you have the time and the means to actually make your own at home. So I have bought store tortillas, but once I discovered the recipe, how incredibly easy it is, it's something that I enjoy doing. And again, it's a fun activity for kids. You can set someone up in different stages for rolling out dough and making the flatbreads. So if you do go online, there's a wealth of resources and recipes. And in the London Public Library, there are numerous books on how to actually make your own and different recipes there as well. So going gluten-free or grain alternatives is very easy to do. And it's usually made with the ingredients that you would have in a well-stocked kitchen. So it is 5 ingredients in total. So you start with flour. I have an unbleached flour here. This is Oak Manor flour. A teaspoon baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, about a quarter cup of oil of your choice. So olive oil, avocado oil. You could even do a coconut oil. That would be really nice. And 1 cup of water. So lots of variations in this if you would like to play around. And if you wanted to do like make a green or red, then you could certainly add spinach juice to the water. And you could certainly add different spices. You could throw in a dash of garlic, some oregano, really your choice of flavors. And then it would really add interest and uniqueness to your tortilla. So it is a hands-on recipe. So let's get started. So it's 1 cup of flour, 3 in total. Right. 1, 2, 3. And now this is a flour tortilla. Corn would be a more traditional, depending on where you are in the world and your family's history of making tortillas. I'm kind of mimicking a basic one that you would find in the grocery store. You buy a pack of 6 or 10, and it comes in an individual bag. So the waste that is generated from just a small number of tortillas is significant. So I'm going to put the flour back down on the floor. And then we're going to jump on to a half a teaspoon of salt. I like pink salt. Downtown in the market is a spice shop that I like to buy my salt from. And 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And then just a spoon or a fork or a whisk. So we're going to lightly incorporate all of the dry ingredients together. As you can see, I will bring this over, have a nice little look. So mixing the flour, the baking powder, and the salt together. And then we're going to add a little bit of the oil, about 1/3 of a cup of oil. And I really enjoy my avocado. And then we're just going to drizzle this on top. Good. So you can see the oil just sits on top of the flour mixture. And I have pre-measured 1 cup of water. So stir halfway to mix a little bit of it in. And I'm going to pour in the rest of the water. That was just a room temperature water. It wasn't hot, it wasn't cold. And so you can see it is starting to pull away. It's starting to form a first bit of dough. I'm going to turn a little bit out, and then we're going to turn it out onto the chopping block to be able to knead and work the dough. I think this is the best part. A little bit of flour on the board. Stick. Flour in my hands. Take it out. And this way you'll get a much better ability to work it and stir it and fully incorporate it into a easy dough. So, how incredibly easy this is. So it should be a nice firm dough. Yeah, this is where I would bring the children in, get them to give it a couple of kneads. Now there is no yeast in this. This is just a basic flour recipe. The dough is really happy without it. And like all doughs, we're going to give it a rest for about 30 minutes. You can wrap it up. I do use the beeswax wrap, or you can put it back in the bowl and cover it with a towel and just let it relax, let the gluten activate. Kneading dough is very satisfying. You can really start to feel the elasticity. I think I would really experiment more with adding more herbs. I was just thinking crushed chilies, maybe some cumin, even to get a little bit of turmeric would add a nice golden color to the dough. Turn it over. Very good. And I'm going to put it back in, and I'm going to put my beeswax wrap, fold it over. I'm just going to trap a little bit of air in around. And here we are. And I'm going to let that sit for about 30 minutes or so, and we'll come back and start to roll it out. See you soon. So while we're waiting for the dough to rest, I would like to go over a little bit about the Tortilla Press. This is a very common unit. It's available at many kitchen stores and places around London. This one will be in the library things. And if you are thinking about if this is something you really love using, you want to buy it. The secondary market again is there's quite a few for sale. So people buy them, don't use them, get them as gifts, and then decide to pass them on for sale secondhand. And I have seen them in thrift stores. So for cleaning them, it is a very easy. Don't submerge it in water, a warm cloth, and to give it a quick wipe down and to let it dry, air dry, or to towel dry before putting it away in the box. So again, very easy. I would be cautious if you're going to let children use it to fully let them know how it works, because there is a pinching factor. You wouldn't want little fingers to get hurt. So I also prefer a cast iron pan. Today we're going to cook them in two different sizes. So I have a small, this is a 6-inch pan, and I have a larger pan here. So these are wonderful. I love cast iron pans. I did season them recently, so they have a nice coating of avocado oil. So you're not going to add any additional oil to cook tortillas. You really want a dry pan. And again, when they are done, you don't wash cast iron. You wipe it out with a paper towel and let it fully dry. Some people, even after, if they did have a wet ingredient, will put it in the oven at a low temperature and let it bake completely, let the water evaporate off, so there is no rust. So that's about it. All right, we've waited our 30 minutes. Our dough has had a nice chance to rest, and we're going to take it out of the bowl and we're going to throw it back on our counter. I'm going to add a little bit more flour. Give that a nice dust. And this time, I don't think there's any rules. I love rolling it out into like a long log or a snake. Other people just kind of like take a pinch, twist it off, roll it out. So I like doing it this way because it gives me a little bit more of an eye to how many portions. So if I would like to make 12, 14, maybe even more. In a pinch, I have gone to the grocery store close by, and they sell a pack of 6 organic tortillas, just a regular floured tortilla, for between $4.50 and $4.80 a package. That's 6 tortillas, so that's quite expensive for an organic, when you could easily make so many more. So yeah, you can cut your dough. So then you can roll them in your hands. Let's say a little bit bigger than a golf ball, about the size. And we're going to open up the press. So I do like to use most of the videos and things you'll see online are of people using saran wrap and plastic wrap, and it's disposable, and I don't like to use unnecessary plastic. So having the wax lined papers here is a great option. Now, unfortunately, I only have the one today, so I did get a piece of wax paper out. So we're going to put that there. It's just to stop it from sticking. And then we're just going to close up the press. Right. So that's about the thickness of more of a naan bread. You could go a little bit thinner. You can still stretch it out a little bit yourself. Because I have 2 pans on the stove today. I have, like I said, the small and the large. So making a small one would be ideal for being able to rip up or wrapping small things. So I have been preheating the pans. And we're going to take the small one over. Good. So this is the first one in here. I have the stove between a medium and a high, not too high. You can adjust it. So the secret to a really nice soft tortilla is not to overcook it. You will start to see it brown. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. And again, this is something you would not walk away from the oven, the cooking area at all when you're cooking something. And for all kitchen safety, having a lid close by for any reason, anything were to ignite, you can easily cover and smother the fire. So, good. Super easy. Done, cooked to perfection. So I'm going to turn these down a little bit. All right, we're going to try that again. I'm going to roll out a big one. Yeah, I did turn the heat down a little bit. It's a little bit between medium and low, but I will keep adjusting it. I think it would be different according to what kind of stove you have. This is a glass top, so if you had an element stove or a gas stove. And I think this would be something that could be easily made even over a campfire. Outside in the summertime, you could easily put this over an open stove. And then to keep your tortillas soft, to have a plate right beside your stove with a towel, and you can cover them. If you leave them out to the air, they will dry out. So by doing this today, I've made no waste that I have created is going to be used and eaten. And oh, look at that. And this would be very easy to borrow the Tortilla library things and make a large batch and freeze them. Wonderful. So let me share with you what we have so far. So all very different sizes, levels of doneness, and look at that. Amazing. So again, you can roll these out a lot thinner, wider. You can keep them small. The possibilities are endless for what you would like to make in your kitchen. So I encourage everyone to make their own tortillas, flatbreads, naans, pitas at home. So this one I've stretched out a little bit bigger, a little bit wider, and the sides are actually going up the sides of the pan, which is okay. So this one would be a little bit closer to a commercially made tortilla that you could put filling inside and roll up. I am so impressed. This is a really great turnout. I think it's closer to a naan bread. So to store these, I do have a glass covered casserole dish that I would put them in so that it is sealed. Any kind of, if you use Tupperware or any other kind of plastic, anything that has a good seal, you can wrap them up in a little bit of a damp towel and leave them on the counter if you're going to use them that day. And then you can toast them back up again, throw them back in the pan and warm. Thank you for joining me today on our journey of trying out the Tortilla Press that is available to borrow at the Library of Things. This is a nice little tool, fun to use, and it makes delicious little flatbreads, and it's easy to clean, and all the different ways to experiment with the dough and flavors of your choice would save you a lot of money, and you don't make any garbage. So all very nice by hand. And certainly visit the Reimagine Co's Library of Things and see what's available to use to enhance your experience in cooking time in the kitchen.